Good afternoon, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. There is breaking Celtic news online this afternoon. There's another story that was kicking about yesterday, and I'm trying to find it. There was a player yesterday that the manager has managed before, and he was sitting in the director's box. He was sitting in the director's box. He is a defender that's aged around about 31-year-old. He is an older defender, but the fact that Celtic are in dire need of a defender, I'm going to do a bit more digging and I'll try and find the story, but there was this gentleman and he had a hoodie up. There's a picture of him and he's sitting in the main stand, sitting in the director's box, but he's got a hoodie up like this. And kind of went off the radar a bit. But anyway, the breaking news this afternoon is Celtic, rather than sacking the manager, they look as if they are going to be backing the manager in this window. And it is a winger. It is a winger for around about £2 million. Good deal? Good deal? I think we'll just leave it and wait and see what the player's like. Ultimately, is he someone that can improve the squad? Is he someone that can improve the squad, or does it mean that we're about to lose a winger in Dies Maeda? Are Celtic simply just replacing player for player? That's the big one. That's the big question that has to be asked. But we'll wait and see. Belgian outfit Genk were also interested in the player. Part of the £2 million fee will reportedly go to a club as compensation for the season-long loan. There's been one official bid for Jocelin, and that was from Celtic. We expect him to leave in the coming days. Nancy is in a real fight to keep his job, as we all know. But is it an upgrade in Tenecti? I don't know how long Tenecti is away for. When does the African Nations Cup leave? I mean, it could be for the other side of the pitch. It's interesting. The right winger has scored 2 goals and 2 assists in the last 12 games this season. There we go. There's some breaking. 2 goals, 2 assists in 12 games. Is that a good return? Listen, it's a way better good return than anything that anybody at Celtic's doing right now, isn't it? If anybody was to give us 2 goals in 12 games, we'd be like, hurrah! Never mind 2 assists. So that equates to 4 goals. We're not scoring goals. Page I looked at said, no outstanding qualities, no outstanding negatives. Jesus, right, okay, let me do a little bit of digging myself. Let me just shut down some of these pages that I had open. That's not what I want. I mean, he is a player that's been linked with Celtic for about a week or so now. And if it is the case that Celtic have got the deal done early and they get him in early, it's maybe not what Celtic fans want to hear today, but let's look at SofaScore and see what they say. Right winger, yeah, the SofaScore says he's they've not a lot of data on the player. Some of the ratings that he's had: 6.6, 7.9, 7.2, 6.6, 6.6, 7.8. Market value is currently 395. That's not right, because Celtic are paying $2 million for him. Let's see what Transfer Market says about the player. Stats. $24, $25, non-scored, non-scored. Interesting. And he comes from a nation that has the Irish flag just the wrong way around. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe it's not. Maybe people will get confused and go, he's bloody Irish, isn't he? Oh, you gotta have a laugh. Market value. Let's see what his market value is. Yeah, if this is to go by, we're paying over the odds. He is 20-year-old. Um, Comes in with what Celtic are trying to do. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see until it's confirmed. Tonight, Tunisia got knocked out of the African Nations Cup yesterday, so tonight he could be back soon. We definitely need Tenecti back, but then Tenecti's not been in the form that Yang's been in, has he? For Celtic, that is. Although he's had some good games. We are the biggest joke of a club in Scotland now. That's our answer from the board. Business as usual. Carry on. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Yeah, I looked at SofaScore. It doesn't give too much information away, SofaScore. And that's the one I looked at. Tonight, he's back in 14 days. Why will he be back in 14 days if he finished the African Nations Cup yesterday? He'll be back next week. You don't get time off after the African Nations Cup. You just go straight back to your club. So in an Irish pub in Germany, they had an Ivory Coast flag. Well, this is where this guy comes from, the Ivory Coast. And they just turn it upside down the other way. You've got to laugh because it's Sunday, right? It's Sunday, and I'll be honest, I'm looking at the window, it's pissing the rain, which is unusual for here. Looks like we've got 2 days of rain, so, you know, it is what it is, really, isn't it? We just got to. Do we trust the manager to bring in players? Do we trust the board to give him? He's generally worse than what we have. It's going to take years to come back from this. Signing this level, we're now going for. Listen, Hoopy67. If you watched this morning's video, this is something that I have reiterated to the fans since the summer. Losing 40 million. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I will just for you. Losing 40 million Champions League money. The wage bill that we have. We now look as if it's going to be 2 years without Champions League money. We cannot sustain the level of wages that we have at Celtic Park and the level of signing players at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 million. It's not sustainable at Celtic. So this is what you're going to get. You want to change. This is what change will look like, unfortunately, at Celtic. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of the bad news. I don't want to be, but I've just been honest, mate. You know, I'm just being honest the way that I see the club going. I've followed Celtic for long enough to know that you can see the signs. It's written all over the wall. Do you know? Here, that's what we should be focusing on. But neither is going to happen. Striker's number one priority. Then sort the defence out. Yeah, we do need a striker. Have we signed this guy? It's been reported across various media outlets that the deal has done. It's seemingly been breaking. It's coming out of Israel that Celtic are the only club that has made an offer for the 20-year-old. So the Israelis, they like to. This 77 million is theoretically just evaporated. No, it's not. And I don't like to quote the board, but Peter Lawwell said at an AGM once, he said, look, we bank cash for years that we don't make the Champions League. They will bank the cash so that they do not need to cut wages. They do not need to cut staff. They will keep the majority of the say it's 70 million, right? They will keep the majority in the bank in the hope that if it's not going to happen this summer, it happens the next summer. They need to keep a pot of money in the bank to, God forsake that we have to reduce the wage bill. This guy's going to come in on cheap wages. It's going to have to happen. We can't spend 74 million on wages every year. if you're not getting 30 million plus for the Champions League money. We just can't do it. It doesn't matter who comes in. It doesn't matter if Dermot Desmond sells tomorrow. If Dermot Desmond sells the club tomorrow, gets rid of the board, gets rid of everyone, the sustainability of the club. This isn't a big up the board thing, by the way. This is a financial, and it's not financial advice. It's just the stats. It's just the reality of the financial situation at Celtic. Do you know? And you never want to go down the road of certain other clubs. So anyway, the 77 million hasn't evaporated. The business will do as any business would do. It's the board's fault that we lost the 40 million. Yeah, it is. It is. But then if we were to go and spend, right, let's all calm down this morning. We just need to relax. It's Sunday. And I hope you all have been to Mass this morning. And let's be honest with each other. If we go out and spend, say Brendan Rodgers, for instance, say we're still at Celtic, and we went out and spent 30 million in this window, brought in 3 big name players, 30 million, boom, 10 million apiece, come in, didn't do the business. They were pretty much like Arnie Engels, 11 million down the drain. Here he goes, he scores again. And then we get to the summer and we spend another 30 million on players to improve the squad. And we don't qualify for the Champions League. That's 60 million of your money disappeared in 2 windows. And then you're left with 10 million in the bank and no Champions League money. And then what happens? The fans start saying, well, sack the recruitment, sack the board, sack the manager. Where does it stop? Do you know? It doesn't. If we got rid of, if Nicholson went, fuck it, I've had enough. Do you know? I'm going to do this for the betterment of the club. Chris Mackay goes, yeah, do you know what, mate? I think we'll do the same. Let's just hand in our notice. Dermot Desmond goes, fuck it, who wants to buy my shares? 2 for £1, 3 for £5. Sells his shares. The next guy comes in. He's not going to have a pot of gold. He does. You know, there's no a wee rainbow over the back of Celtic Park. There might be a couple of rainbow flags, but I tell you, there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's for sure. But anyway, we're going to win the league, even through the way the games yesterday. Yeah, I think we could win the league. Do you know anything about the Chelsea scout we got? Dave Morton, I had him on the video yesterday. Let me just see. I'll get him up for you again today. I don't know a lot about him, but I can tell you what is on his LinkedIn page. The guy's highly thought of. James Bell Walker, senior international scout and recruitment professional, comes out of Manchester. I don't know if he has any link to. I don't think so. He's been at Chelsea for years. So, a scouting and recruitment professional with experience in high level senior and academy football during a 20-year career, specialism in emerging talent, and directly involved in scouting and recruitment of young players who have gone on to be full senior internationalists and established Premier League players, as well as building and rebuilding of elite senior squads and winning every available club trophy. That's a big statement to have on your LinkedIn. It's not generally a place where people make up stuff. It's not Facebook. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that is him. Move me out of the way. Nobody needs to see me. But yeah, that was his statement. A new adventure starts today. That was 3 days ago. New adventure starts today. Delighted to be joining the Celtic huge club with huge ambitions. And congratulations, mate. Wishing you the best of luck. So you've got obviously a lot of people within industry, in the football industry, and football first sporting director, performance pathway club strategist. Do you know? So within the industry that he is in, he's obviously quite highly respected. And there's Tony says, congratulations, welcome to the greatest club in the world. We're just going through a wee rough patch. Sensibility. Complete sensibility in the land of LinkedIn, rather than the complete absolute mayhem of other social media platforms. So yeah, that's the only news that I have on him. He does come with a big CV, as you could say, but it's all about what he can do at Celtic. And I can let you see his CV, because I know a lot of people will be interested in his CV. So he was at Chelsea. He was the senior international scout at Chelsea full time for 9 years, 2016 to 2025. During my time at Chelsea, I worked as senior international scout, initially heading up the UK regional coordinator before to my position role. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Initially with defenders, and then moving across to focus on central strikers. He's maybe what we need at Celtic. He was the head of recruitment at Bolton Wanderers for 3 years and a month, 2013 to 2016. He was the scout coordinator and recruitment analyst at the academy for Everton Football Club, and he left Liverpool John Moores University back in 2004. CV wise, he seems to have it there. So welcome to Celtic, and welcome to the madhouse that is Celtic at the moment. But anyway, that's all that I know on him, and good luck to him. Right, let's jump into some of the comments. It is just a quick one that I'm jumping on for. I've just seen that Celtic are backing the manager. There's something wrong with them in their heads. Yes, they are backing the manager. Would we be disappointed if McGregor leaves this window? I don't think I would. Well, that's a big one, isn't it? Because there is a lot of speculation that Wilfried Nancy will lose Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor will cut his long-term ties with Celtic. Callum, a player that's been at Celtic since he was 8-year-old, a player that many thought would finish his career at Celtic, with the fact that his friend and ex-manager Brendan Rodgers has left Celtic and went off to Dubai to live in the sunshine and corrupt money and everything else that goes along with Dubai. Their attitude to women and stuff is just horrendous. Will Callum McGregor take his family over there? God, that would be the last place on earth that I'd take my family. But anyway, super chat from Jed, just seen that one. Baz, I want the Hearts manager in place of Nancy. Oh, what? I've got to get this back up. This is for Jed Johnson. What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? The fucking no chance. Are you mental, mate? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Tell me about it. I think Jed Johnson's went into some kind of relapse of delirium that he wants the Hearts manager in place. I have to keep raising prices of tickets and football kits, etc. It would be absolutely massive. It would be something else. It would be something else if we did. Yes, exactly. I'm going to jump through the comments now because I think some of you have just maybe got on onto it. The new guy is currently out injured, knee injury. That would just be right up Celtics. We need a full change at the club. People are really qualified in the roles. Well, I think that guy kind of leads the way. James Bell, whatever his name is, Walker. I think that's a person that could come in. I mean, maybe there is things going on. Do you know? He's the best man for the job. Is he the best man for the job? He's not going to leave Hearts anytime soon, but I mean, I wonder, would the fans take to an ex-Rangers player? No, it's never going to happen. Never. Never. It's in the title of the video, mate. He knocked him back when he was at Dons. Yeah, he did. He knocked him back, but if they offer Neil Lennon, they'll offer Neil Lennon an Nancy job. Huge ambitions. Seems to have mixed us up with another club. Aye, aye, aye. I'm just running through some. Surely Yang won't be dropped for this new lad. Yang's been excellent. I'm just reading some of these. Apparently, he was found by this James Bell Walker. But that's a good sign then. If the. How could he have been found by him when he's not employed at Celtic? He was. I don't think that he would be talking to Celtic about potential. I don't know. He needs to get used to Poundland. Chelsea spent hundreds of millions. Yeah. Well, this is true. We are in the Poundland. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, if McInnes goes to Celtic, I will support Thistle. Yeah, this is true. That's just crazy chat. And it wasn't me that said it. It was Jed Johnson, who is just, I think he's having a laugh this morning. Anyway, the breaking news is this afternoon, is that Celtic are looking to bring in a winger, a 20-year-old winger from Maccabi Netanya, or whatever it is. They're coming in from Israel, and the 20-year-old Israel's team have said that Celtic have made a bid and made the offer, and they expect him to join Celtic in the next 48 hours. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.